Okay, so for LAN 3, we're starting with 192.168.10.128. We need 25 hosts, so 2 to the 5th will give us 32, and 32 bits minus 5 is 27. The whole notation is 192.168.10.128/27. Okay, now we move on to the 27 minus 24 is 3 bits. Subnet mask is 224. So the whole subnet mask will be 255, 255, 255, 224, and we will be counting by 32 since we have 3 bits. Okay, next we move on to LAN 4, 192.168.10.160. Okay, 25 hosts, 2 to the 5th, 32, 2, 32 minus 5 is 27, so we're at 192.168.10.160, 27. Alright, once again, we're going to be counting by 32, so that'll give us our next network starting 192.168.10.192, same subnet mask. Alright, LAN 5, we're starting at 192.168.10.192. We only need 10 hosts this time, so we take it to the 4th power, give us 16. Minus 2 give us 14 usable hosts. 32 minus 4, 28. Halfway through the octet, 192.168.10.192/28, and 4 bits in will give us a subnet mask of 240 in that octet. 255, 255, 255, 240 will be counted by 16 since we're 4 bits in, so our next network will start at .208. Alright, LAN 6 starts at .208, need 10 hosts again, so it takes us to the 4th. 16 minus 2 is 14, 32 bits minus 4 is 28. Alright, so our IP, our network address will be 192.168.10.208/28. Alright, 28 minus 24 is 4, gives us subnet mask 240 again, counted by 16, takes us up to 224 for the next network. Alright, this will be our server LAN with the one server and the one, we also need the one host address for the interface, so we'll not be using 2 servers, just 2. We just need 2 addresses. 2 squared is 4, minus 2 is 2, 32 minus 2 is 30. So we're 224 minus 30, 224 Saturn notation of 30. Okay, counted by 4, 224 plus 4 is 228. Subnet mask will be 252. Alright, and now we're getting into our WAN connections. We have 7 LANs, and these are point-to-point connections, so we only need 2 addresses, one for the connection to the central router and the one connection to the router that actually is connected to the rest of the LAN. Alright, we'll do the first WAN. It's 192.168.10.228 starting out. We need 2 hosts. 2 to squared is 4 minus 2 gives us 2 hosts. 32 bits minus 2 is 30. So our first one will be 228 with a Saturn notation of 30. 30 minus 24 is 6 bits, so 252 will be our subnet mask for that particular octet, and counted by 4 is our next one will start at 232. All of these will count by 4, so just 228, 232, 236, 240, 244, 248, 252. Those will be your 7 LAN addresses, or your WAN addresses, excuse me. Alright, so these are your networks right here. First one's 192.168.10.0. These are your first and last host addresses. Anything in between those will be usable host addresses for the first network. Second, same scenario. 64 is your network address. 65 is your first usable. 126 is your last usable. Anything in between there belongs to network 2. Okay. Moving on. So simply just make sure you start out from scratch with each problem. Don't go in with any preconceived notions of what will be needed for that problem. Start to pay attention to the outcome, so once you figure out what you do need for that problem, and you get some actual input into that problem, you can tell what your outcome might be if you start paying attention to your previous outcomes. This will allow you to follow patterns and figure out what you need to do, and save you some time in the long run. At first, write out your steps. Just figure out a good pattern. You can do it like I did it, or however you do it, but try to find a way that after a while you'll be able to do it in your head. Once you get try to be consistent in the steps you take. Each one of my slides was pretty much the same slide from start to beginning, and you want to try to do the same thing for the same kind of problems. You want to be able to just plug the variables into the same equation and come out with your answers. Of course, as always, just practice. You'll get the hang of it eventually. I hope this has helped. That's all I have for now. Thank you, and see you next time.